Alright, cats. Welcome to your new National Masterclass. I am your host, always, Jamie May. And as being the king of homelessness, I'm going to teach you how to be homeless. I was homeless for over a decade in places like Skid Row and South Central Los Angeles, but all over the country, from Alabama to Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to teach you how to be homeless in the summer, how to be homeless in the winter, how to be homeless in the city, how to be homeless in the country. I'm going to show you how to be homeless if you have time to prepare and pack. I'm going to show you how to be homeless if you're dropped off in the middle of nowhere with nothing at all. And there's a lot of tricks of the trade that you probably have never even thought about if you've never been homeless. And if you are homeless right now and you have a phone, this will help you out. Now, let's say you have time to pack, prepare, or even if you're homeless right now and you have a way to get things. You're going to, if you don't have a backpack, you want to have garbage bags. You want to have garbage bags anyway, because garbage bags are going to be used for carrying, for keeping you against the elements like rain, keeping your clothes and stuff dry. Always have garbage bags. You're going to want to have a jug, right? A big water jug, big Gatorade, 2-liter bottle, something like that. That's what you're going to fill it with water. You want to get packs, little packs like this of Punch or Gatorade. Water is what you're really going to need, but nobody wants to drink straight water all the time. You want to have bars of soap, because bars of soap are small, they're compact. You can put them in your pack, and they don't take up much room. They can clean anything. People don't, usually use detergent for your clothes, shampoo for your hair, and soap for your body. But bars of soap are going to clean everything from your clothes to your hair. If you're a guy, you want to keep your hair short, because hair gets greasy and long, and people don't like that, right? Have a hat, because of, different times of weather. Different times of weather, different weather. And you're going to want to pack just a few clothes, like 2 pairs of pants, shorts. You want to have some shirts, long and small. If you have a jacket, I would highly recommend something with nylon, because if you wear wool or cotton, it's going to absorb moisture. You're going to want to have something that will keep you warm and keep the moisture out. You're going to want to have a phone of any kind, because in this day and age, it's something you really need, and it's going to help you a lot. Socks, you want to have socks. You want to have a pair of boots if you can, and a pair of sandals, flip-flops. In the summertime, you're going to wear your flip-flops a lot, because when you wear shoes with socks, your feet are going to get sweaty. And I have, just like in the Army, they taught us, your feet will fall. I've had the bottoms of my heel, like one big layer of skin just flop off, like a piece of leather, and I had to tape it back. It was gross. But if you have to have socks and shoes, always take your socks off, wash them with a bar of soap, let them dry on the back of your pack or somewhere in a park, and put on new socks. Never wear shoes without socks, or you're going to really hurt yourself. And if you're homeless, you're going to be walking, right, a lot. We're not talking about living in your car. If you're living in your car, that's a whole different ballgame. I've lived in my car. While it's still a form of homelessness, it's much easier. You can charge people for rides. You can get to places to go get things that other people can't. You can store stuff. You got mobility. It's a lot easier. We're talking about walking around on the ground here. All right. So in the pack, you've got all those things. If you smoke, you're going to have to learn how to pick up snipes, which are, half-smoked cigarettes. If you do that, I would always have a pocket knife, a little pocket knife, cut off the butts, because you don't want to put your lips on what someone else is smoking. I used to do that, and it gave me lung problems. It's something I wish I'd never done, but when you're desperate, you're desperate. And most people that are homeless, we have addiction of some sort, right? So I'm not here judging you. I was a heroin addict. Nobody becomes homeless just because, they're on hard times. If you do, you're easily going to get out of it. You're going to have somebody that's going to let you into their house because you haven't burned bridges. But we'll teach you how to get away with that. Now, so we got our things packed most we can. If we do, say you're dropped off and you don't have anything. Well, I'm going to go over this later in a part, but you want to go to any kind of park in the city, or any park anywhere, a public park, because there you're going to be able to just lounge around, right? If you just hang out in front of storefronts, they're eventually going to call the police because it's not good for business, right? Most places. Anyway, in a park, you'll meet other homeless people, and you can ask them where places are that you can, they'll have shelters where you can get clothes, churches that give out clothes and amenities like soap and stuff like that. Some places give you a place to shower. It really depends on where you're at. There's usually a men and women's shelter, but they can become violent. People steal from you in the shelters, and also they have rules. You got to be in by 5 or 6, right? You can't go out and leave and come back. You're stuck in there, and that's all there is. And most those places, they're going to shove religion down your throat. If you're religious, that's fine. A lot of people aren't, and they just don't like it, and they don't stay there. Now, being in the summer is different from the winter, of course. One of the biggest things you're going to need to understand is where you can go. In the wintertime, there's always a place, no matter how small a town is, that you can go if it drops below freezing, right? But what do you do if it's just at freezing, barely above? 33 doesn't feel much different from 32, but you're going to be stuck out there because they're going to say you're okay. If you can carry a backpack, I would. Sometimes all we have are blankets. But if you're in blankets, that's where the trash bags come in. You're going to want to use one whole trash bag to put your feet in, and then you're going to punch holes in 2 or 3 so they're just like tubes, right? You tear a hole in the end, you pull them up and over what you're sleeping in if it's snowing or if it's going to rain, because you don't want that. You'll get hyperthermic. And you'd be surprised how much police don't really care about you. If you watch the show ER, when people would freeze and they would come in, they'd call them bumsicles. That's how people think of us. And that's how people are going to think of you, unfortunately. But let's be prepared for that, right? All right. You want to have a jacket, but you don't want to have a wool one or a cotton one like this because of rain. You want to have something that will keep you warm and also keep the rain off. Something nylon like this if you possibly can. Something with a hood on it, right? You want to have flip-flops in the summer because you're going to wear your feet to the nub if you wear socks and shoes. If you do have socks and shoes, you want to take your socks off often. Wash them with the bar of soap, dry them on the back of your pack, or dry them somewhere in a park while you put on another pair of socks. Never, ever wear shoes without socks. You're going to wear them to the nub. In wintertime, you're going to still want to wash your socks whenever you can. Wash your clothes. And the best place for that is the park. Going into McDonald's or any kind of fast food place, I've touched on this a little while ago. It's going to be what you're going to have to do to get water or drinks a lot. You can pick up a cup. I would always have like my own cup, a plastic cup, and I would put it inside a discarded cup in the trash. If you don't have that, you just want to take the cup. This is for survival. If you're trying to survive, you're trying to survive. You take the cup out, wash it, wipe it down, you put on a new lid, a new straw, and there you have a drink. Boom, for free. Now, getting free food is what churches are going to come in. You're going to have, nobody's going to just give you free food. You can try you could try that I had some food and you got my order wrong, or these kids knocked over. No one's going to really believe you because, 1, you're homeless, and 2, most people would know if you came in because of the way you look. So I wouldn't try that. Some other tricks, like I said, they're not really tricks. But going into the library is a place where they can't kick you out. That's why homeless people are always in a library. It's where you can relax. Don't ever fall asleep, because then they'll kick you out. But you can get on the computer. You can write messages on Facebook to people. You can use their bathrooms. Don't mess it up. Don't go in there and try to take a bath. Right? You ruin it for everybody when you do crap like that. Shut up, Charlie Kelly. when you do crap like that, don't go in there and take yourself a shower. If you have a quick, clippers, maybe use that. But like I said, in the parks, you're going to find fountains. You can wash. In the wintertime, there are going to be more places where you can, kind of wash up. In the wintertime, I would go to a shelter or a church during the day and see if they have a laundry service, or if they'll just let you wash clothes somewhere. You don't have a place to hang them. In the winter, it's tough. You're going to be relying on either a shelter or collecting money to go to a laundromat, but you're going to want to clean your clothes. You don't want to walk around being stinky and smelly as possible. You want to have bars of deodorant if you can, and you want to have powder. You want to have baby powder to put on your feet, or Gold Bond powder, to put everywhere. It'll keep you dry. It'll keep you from smelling like a horse. All right, you're dropped off in the middle of some city, or even if you have a pack and you're ready to go out. Where is the first place you go? A city park. That is the first place you go, because at a city park, you're allowed to be there, right? You can lay out, you can fall asleep, and there's nothing they can do because it's a public space, at least until night. There's usually going to be signs put up. If you try to do that crap in front of a store or on the street, more than likely somebody's going to call the cops, and they are going to roust you, either put you in jail or move you along. Also, at the city park, you will find other homeless people that can tell you where the shelters are, where there's churches that give out sandwiches, clothes, what time they do it, what day they do it. They're going to be able to tell you what's happening in the city where you're at. If you're an addict, they're going to be able to tell you the programs, the places where to get drugs. I'm just being realistic here. There's not homeless people that are just down on their luck. That's very rare, right? And even if they are, they get out of homelessness really quick, because if you're not on drugs or alcohol or have mental illness, you're going to have somebody that's going to let you stay with them, right? You're going to have all these other options that addicts don't have. So I'm just being realistic. Also at the park, you're going to have free water fountains. That's where you're going to wash your clothes in the morning in the summertime. In the summertime, it's going to be a little easier to survive, because you're going to be able to wash your clothes, lay them out to dry in the park, In the wintertime, you're going to have to rely on laundry services at a church or at a shelter, or you're going to have to just, take them to a laundromat yourself or be dirty. Another thing is you're going to always want to be nice to stores that you go into every day and the police, because they're going to be the ones that help you a lot. If you befriend the people at a store, they're going to be the ones that look the other way while you get a free drink. They're going to be the ones that look the other way while you grab a snack because you're desperate. You always want to be nice to these people, right? You don't want to be the jerk that comes in there raising hell because you don't like something. You always want to be nice to those people. And the police, if you're nice to them, they're going to be the ones that look the other way when you're flying a sign, begging for money, or you do something stupid, right? You want to be friendly to the cops and people that own the storefront out there. And I've talked about this before. You got to have talcum powder or Gold Bond powder because you want to keep your feet dry in the summertime. I'm going to go over this again probably several times because it's very important. You want to wear flip-flops or sandals because you don't want to be wearing shoes or socks because they're going to wear your feet right off like they did to me. If you have to wear shoes, always wear socks. And always take your socks off and wash them while the other one's dry, or you're going to wear the bottoms of your feet right out and the soles are going to come off. Like literally, the sole of your feet is going to come off in one piece, like a Dr. Scholl's sole. So in the wintertime, things are a bit different. So I'll go over that. I'll make it snow to talk about the winter. During the winter season, we have a whole new kind of slew of problems, right? We have snowy weather, icy weather. And in the summer, we can take our clothes off. I hear people, I don't care about being cold, just put more clothes on. Well, not if you don't have more clothes, right? And clothes absorb the snow. And then you become wet, and then you become hypothermic. So, trash bags. Like I said, you put them in your bag. You put trash bags over your jacket if you need to, over everything that you own to travel around. I would go by, there's always friendly coffee shops that you can go into and warm up. Like I said, be friendly with people that work in any store you go into, right? You act like a jerk, you're gonna be the one left outside. But if you're nice, more than likely they're gonna let you in when there's weather like this. They're gonna be the one that give you hot tea, hot coffee, hot cocoa. And I would definitely suggest going to a shelter. In every town, even small towns, there is always going to be a special place if it goes below freezing. Ask a police officer, ask a firefighter, ask anybody, and they'll be able to tell you there's a place you can go to keep from freezing, even in small towns, right? Even if you have to go to the sheriff's station and sit inside, they're not going to let you stay outside and freeze, because that could be liable to them, right? I wouldn't suggest setting stuff on fire, especially inside. See that old scene of a homeless guy standing over an oil drum getting all roasty. It's kind of outdated. In some cities you can get away with it. In most cities they're going to call the fire department, and it's ridiculous. But you got to remember, they don't care about you. Once you become homeless, there's very few people out there that care what you're doing. To survive in this, you gotta think, clever. I'm kind of like, I'm half frozen. I'm sorry, my lexicon is a little dry. But this is the time to fly a sign, right? Anywhere. Nobody is going to run you off in this kind of weather. If they do, they're pretty heartless, and you can make a scene about it. People are more liable to give more money when they see somebody outside freezing. But use that money to your advantage. Get hot hands, get gloves, even if they're nylon, something that the snow that won't absorb the snow and the moisture and freeze your hands and get frostbite. I'm about to get frostbite. I've been out here way too long and now my tongue's frozen. Alright. Okay, in the summer, which it's not now, you're going to want to have flip-flops mostly to walk in. Don't be like a lot of people who try to walk around in shoes with no socks. You will wear the very soles of your feet off, and I mean off. I had my heel one time come off the skin, and I had to tape it like flapped. That's what happens. And if you can't walk, what are you going to do when you're homeless? You got to walk everywhere. And if you got to walk outside, you're not going to be able to survive. So I would wear flip-flops and dry your feet often. Get the powder I told you to bring. Have a washcloth. Wash your feet off. Put powder on whenever you can. If you have shoes, change your socks. Take your socks off. Put them on your pack or put them somewhere in the park. Let them dry in the sun while you put on another pair. Constantly keep a dry pair of socks. That's what they taught us in the Army, and it works in life if you're homeless. In summer, you also want to keep that big bottle, like an empty Gatorade bottle, a 2-liter bottle, and continually fill it up with water wherever you can. No restaurant or McDonald's gas station is going to refuse you to get water. If you just get water and fill up your bottle, that's going to be fine. Now, a lot of places too, if you get to know the people that work there, you can be like, hey man, let me fill up with some fruit punch or some Gatorade, and they'll let you. But here's the thing, you gotta be friendly. This is one of the biggest lessons, be friendly with every single person that you come in contact with that works at a place you constantly go to. Whether it's McDonald's, Burger King, a gas station, 7-Eleven, wherever. Anybody that can help you, you want to be kind to. And just like the way you talk to people, I mean, like people that go into places like that and cuss them out because they don't let them do anything, that's the wrong thing to do. You just say, okay, I'm sorry to bother you. and you walk away. The next time you come in, that person more than likely is going to let you do something because of the way you've talked to them. It makes a big deal. And as much as you don't want to, I would do the same to cops, because the cops that you see are going to be the cops that you always see. They work that beat. And the nicer you talk to them, they're going to the nicer they're going to be to you. They're not going to mess with you. If you make scenes, if you're constantly walking around drunk or high and causing problems, and they're going to cause you problems. And look, it's not about having to like this guy or that way. This is how you survive. All right? This is how you survive. And in the summertime, you're going to be sweating. You want to have shorts. You don't want to walk around in black. You want to have some of that sunblock, sun lotion, because you're going to be under the sun a lot. And a lot of homeless people get burned, especially if you're not used to it at the first of the year. I would, like I say, keep your hair short, because summer is when the bugs are going to be all in your hair. And it's going to be gross. Shave your head as much as you can. Stay hydrated and eat whenever you can. Sometimes you have to survive. You might get put in jail for shoplifting. So, like I said, you're going to want to learn to fly a sign. Now let's talk about safety. How do you stay safe out there? Well, you don't want to go around stabbing people with a knife, because you will go to prison for that. Pepper spray, if you can get your hands on it, is good. It's legal in every state. Another thing I use that's not legal in every state, and I don't give a damn, I'm not giving this up to anybody. You also want to have a flashlight, a mini flashlight. That's going to come into use a lot. Thank my wife for doing this. But baton, right? Telescope baton. This is going to keep people away from you, and there's going to be people that are going to really try to hurt you, especially in the big cities. Have this ready, but do not bully people with this. Do not take it out at any argument. Do not take it out to make a point. This is to help save your life. All right? This is not something for you to go swinging around whenever something doesn't go your way. All right? Okay. All right. Let's look at flying a sign. I thought I had a black marker, but apparently somebody took it. So we'll just pretend. You take a piece of cardboard, anyway, just rip it off, and as big letters as you can. Well, this is yellow. You're not going to be able to see it. But you want to make as big letters as you possibly can. You want to color them. You want to make them bigger like this. Anything you can do to make the letters stand out. You want to have something kind of funny, something original, like my wife took everything in the divorce. Anything to get a chuckle. You know, if there's somebody's laughing, they're more apt to give you money. And also remember, you want to go where people are lined up in their cars and have to wait for a while. Exits off interstates, maybe coming out of a drive-through. Anywhere where people are going to be lined up at a stoplight for a minute, right? Because people never drive up to someone homeless and immediately go, hey, I'm going to give them some money. No, it's always they sit there, they see you, they start feeling bad, they look around, and there's a few dollars. That's how it happens, right? Don't yell at them. Don't be like, please give me money. Ignore my dogs again. I am going to set them loose, I swear to God. But you want to... Alright, my dogs got their bark box, their monthly bark box full of toys and treats. That's why they're going nuts. So you don't want to yell. You don't want to yell, please give me money. Because people don't like that. And people are going to call the cops on you because you're pestering people. Right? Just be quiet and hold your sign up. Let other people do stupid crap like that. Now, people get in fights over good spots because there's already homeless people that have clocked out the good spots everywhere in every town. All right? And people are going to try to say, hey, this is my spot. No, nobody owns a spot if you want to stand your ground. You know, you got to think about your safety, too. And I'm going to go to that next. But flying a sign is going to be the best way get money instead of just asking people. People don't like to be asked, and most of the time they're just going to say no. But this, they had time to sit in the safety of their car and think. Look around and see if they had extra change, right? And at the end, you probably always want to put God bless. Why? Because if you don't, it just seems people just don't want to give you money. You want to, if you have any kind of clear plastic, that kind of deflate. I've tried that before. But standing out in the snow and rain are really going to make your most money because people don't feel real sorry for you. So if you have a chance to get an umbrella, I get it. And that's where also having that hood and a nylon jacket comes into play. Well, I hope you've learned a thing or two by this. It really helps to keep a clear head. And you want to try to get how to get out of being homeless is you're going to have to go to all the programs, right? You're going to be able to go to, there's going to be programs in every city of how to get out of homelessness. If you try to do it through a shelter, more than likely it's going to be them locking you up and then you accepting Jesus. And it's going to suck. You know, places in Nashville, they like have you locked inside for a year and you have to quit cigarettes and everything. There's no reason for that. There's always going to be social workers with programs to get out of it. Churches are going to be your better way because they're not going to force religion on you. They're going to just tell you where to go to help get out of homelessness. It's different in every city. It's different in every state. If you're in a bigger city, you have a better chance. But also those programs have more people waiting on them, right? So you trade a good program for a bad program with more people, less people. It's all up to the gods, right? There is no, this is definitely going to get me out of being homeless. You're going to have to learn how to talk like you're in society again, not street talk, not slang. You're going to have to learn how to use things that you forgot how to use because you're going to be out there for years probably. How to use new apps, online banking, and people don't think about that. They have all these programs and they throw somebody in an apartment and they don't understand when they go back to being homeless because no one taught them. Nobody taught them how to get back into society, how to integrate back in society, and that's the big thing. You are going to have to set your mind. This is what I had to do, and say, I am tired of being homeless. I'm going to do whatever they tell me I have to do to get out. You know, I'm not going to be locked into any I'm not going to go to some place where they lock me up. There's always going to be better programs. Do what you have to do to get out. Because if you don't, you're going to constantly be out there, right? You don't want to be. Because it's going to tear your mind up. It's going to give you trauma. Because things out there aren't safe. It's dangerous out there. People are going to fight you. People are going to be on drugs and on alcohol. You're going to be on drugs and alcohol and do stupid things. You're going to be going in and out of jail, getting tickets, getting warrants. And that's how they keep you out there, right? Homelessness has become a crime. And if you notice in a lot of cities, there's a lot of anti-homeless architecture. There's going to be spikes on certain benches and on window ways. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I've made it my plan to take a hammer and chisel and go to some of these places at night and destroy their anti-homeless campaign and architecture. I won't put up with it. So if you're out there and you need specific help, feel free to go on to my website. Not my website, I haven't put it up there. My email address that's in my profile and get in touch with me. And I'll help you as much as I can. I do it for a lot of people because I was homeless for years, man. So good luck to you and God bless, just like the sign.